Chi-Chi, a sweet 1-year-old stray cat, was cared for by a Good Samaritan. One morning, the Good Samaritan noticed that Chi-Chi appeared to be pregnant and was congested. The Good Samaritan knew this mom-to-be deserved a chance to give birth in a safe place, and her kittens deserved the chance to have loving families of their own. She knew that Chi-Chi and her kittens would have that chance at the Cleveland APL. 5 days after her arrival, Chi-Chi gave birth to 4 healthy kittens in her kennel at the shelter. The whole family went to a foster home to get lots of love while Mom cared for the kittens. When Chi-Chi's kittens were ready to be weaned, she returned to the Cleveland APL for her spay surgery and to find her new home. But Chi-Chi's time as a loving mom was not yet over. Not long after her return, a litter of 6 orphaned bottle baby kittens needed a foster mom. Chi-Chi, the ever-compassionate mother, took to these orphan kittens and nursed them like they were her own.
She's a constant center of warmness for the babies, and she's able to groom them and nurse them as needed. So it's really, really helpful, and it's really cool when we get to see that happen.
But suddenly, Chi-Chi started to experience trouble breathing, so much so that we feared for her life. Our veterinary team quickly sprang into action and stabilized her condition with oxygen and a sedative. An X-ray showed that her intestines had herniated into her chest. At the Cleveland APL, because of donations from caring people like you, we're able to provide advanced medical care to the animals who come to us in need. But Chi-Chi's condition was rare. Our team only sees cases like this about 3 times a year, and never as severe as hers. When she was finally stable enough to be transported, Chi-Chi was driven by a clinic staff member to a specialty clinic where she had immediate surgery. The surgery was a major procedure that included opening both her chest and abdomen, putting her organs back where they belong, and repairing the hernia. But like she had proven while raising 2 litters of kittens, Chi-Chi was a fighter. A month after surgery, Chi-Chi had made a full recovery and quickly went on to find a loving home to call her own. Dior, a sweet 2-year-old pit bull mix, desperately needed help. Dior had been attacked by another dog before she was surrendered to the Cleveland APL by her owners and was in need of extensive medical care.
The dog presented with really bad wounds to her head, and most notably, her ears were missing, and she had extensive, large wounds that there's not a lot of skin in that area, so they were going to be a big deal to deal with.
Upon arrival at the APL, our team went right to work. They set up an IV to administer medicine. She underwent numerous surgeries to clean wounds and to try to close the open ones. Her ears were of major concern. Dior had to have several surgeries to ensure her ear canals could be kept open. Her wounds were continually cultured to monitor for infection, and she was treated with antibiotics when one was diagnosed. She was also given specialty ointment treatments regularly. Despite all of the pain this sweet dog must have endured and the extensive care she received while at the APL, Dior remained a sweet, happy dog who only got sweeter as she felt better.
She is a classic example of what the Second Chance program is for. It's intended to provide that above and beyond care that so many animals that come to us need. She was able to get the immediate care she needed, the surgery she needed, all of the pain medication, all of the antibiotics, because of the Second Chance program.
While she was receiving medical care, Dior spent time in the home of a loving foster care volunteer who just happened to have all the experience and skill needed to help this poor dog. Not only is Dior getting the best care at our shelter, but also in her foster home. And when she is finally medically clear to begin her new life, she will be able to find a loving home to call her own. Lego was only 5 months old when he first arrived at the Cleveland APL. He was living on the streets and had been injured. Thankfully, a Good Samaritan brought him to the APL for care. Our veterinary team thought Lego had likely been hit by a car.
This poor little kitten was just broken. He had a broken leg, and then he also had a dislocated hip on the other side. So he had 2 good legs,
But despite these injuries, he was still trying to walk and get attention from our team. The sweet cat deserved a second chance, and the Cleveland APL team was ready to give it to him. We asked for donations to our Second Chance program so we could send Lego to a specialty clinic for surgery. The community agreed, and the funds raised covered the expenses. Lego's first procedure was performed by an orthopedic surgeon in March.
It's amazing to see just the ongoing support from our community and our donors to allow him to get everything he needed. He needed time to have his immediate issue, the broken leg, repaired, and then he had to have a 2 to 3 month rest and recovery in foster. Only then could we bring him back in for his second issue. And that's another one that the Second Chance program helped him with.
3 months after his first surgery, Lego had an operation called a femoral head ostectomy, during which the head of his damaged femur bone was removed. And once again, he went back home with his foster mom to heal. Even with all of these surgeries, Lego never lost his sparkle and continued to charm his foster family, so much so that his foster mom's mother decided to adopt him when he was finally cleared medically.